I'm Subi. Don't laugh.
I'm just smiling!
Don't laugh.
Alright, you ready? Watch this.
See, I can't do that. Hey guys, I'm Subin and I'm here with my friend Kyle.
What's up? I'm Kyle.
Today we're going to be talking about what it's like to be pre-health at Davis.
Alright, so first we're gonna talk about like classes, majors, and I guess just the academic portion here at UC Davis.
So first off, I think a common misconception is that people think that they have to be like a bio major or a chemistry major to become or like get a career that's health related, but you don't really have to be. You can be like a history major. It's just important that you take the correct classes for the school that you want to go into.
I don't know how other schools are, but Davis specifically, you know, if you're trying to get, like, say this one bio class, there's a bio class called Biz 2C. There's at least like 40 sections available that you can choose from. So you don't necessarily have to stress too much about not getting the class. And even if during your registration time you don't get it, you can always wait and see if anyone will drop it and take their spot instead. Like Subin said, as long as you do the prereqs needed for, you know, whatever grad school you're trying to go to, that's all that matters. Like, one of my friends is a philosophy major and she's going to med school. So
I think at Davis especially, it's really important to get a good professor because the professor really like makes up the class. Especially if you're taking a hard series like OChem, like 118, make sure you get a good professor.
Utilize the heck out of Rate My Professor, because my first quarter here, I got stuck with you guys might hear about him later on, I don't know. And yeah, oh yeah, you did. I didn't know about Rate My Professor before I got him, and it was like, he has like a 2.1 out of 5 on it. Oh
yeah, and he would like sleep.
Yeah, he would sleep in class.
In the middle of class. He'd be like, let's take a break. And he'd just sit on his chair and just like close his eyes.
Yeah, he literally.
Cool,
make sure you get added to the group chats for each class.
Oh yeah, on Facebook.
Facebook Messenger, yeah. That's another thing. In Davis, everyone uses Facebook.
Yeah,
and
which is, I didn't expect it, but
yeah.
Okay, so for me personally, like, I don't like taking on too many classes at once. So I would take about like 2 science classes per quarter, but I think generally people take around like 2 to 3. That's ideal.
Yeah, I've done both. I've taken, normally I take like usually 2 science classes or 2 major classes and then 2 GEs, but there was one quarter where I did 3 major classes. It definitely wasn't fun. It was math, chem, and bio. It was a lot of work, especially if you're super involved. Like, during that time I was in a theater show, and like during rehearsal I felt like I didn't get to enjoy that show as much because I'd always be doing homework during rehearsals anytime I wasn't being used on stage.
Eventually you're gonna have to take a lot of science classes, and you might have to get up to like 3 per quarter, so just keep that in mind also.
Yeah, really talk to your advisors.
Yeah, make sure you plan out your schedule. So there's a lot of different organizations that are pre-health related at Davis. Some of them include Greek life. So there's a lot of like pre-health fraternities and sororities. So at Davis we have Kappa Gamma Delta, which is a pre-health sorority. We have DEM, which is a pre-health fraternity, and it's co-ed.
Delta Epsilon U.
Yes. And then, I'm trying to think, we also have Phi Delta Epsilon, which is exclusively pre-med.
The bottom line is there, if you want to get interested in Greek life and you want to find one that's like pre-health, then you know, you have options here. In terms of clubs, you know, there's, I think I read in like, you get this little orientation booklet and it said there's always like over like 600 clubs here.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I've definitely seen a lot of pre-health. I'm in the pre-physical therapy club right now. Granted, I get their emails, but I haven't really found the time to go out to any of them yet, but eventually I will. I promise. It'll happen.
I think clubs are pretty important because they're usually informative, and so you get a lot of information that'll like help guide you throughout your undergrad, and you'll meet a lot of upperclassmen who are like going through the process of like taking tests or like actually applying to schools. So it's really important to like make those connections, I think.
So if you guys are interested in internship opportunities, specifically health related internships, Davis conveniently has something called health-related internships. It's this huge online platform. You go to it, you register for a pastime.
And there's no application, right? It's just, you basically just register for a pastime, I think. And then it's kind of like signing up for a class, but you just sign up for an internship and like the time slots, but it's super easy. Okay, I think something really special about Davis is that we have a lot of health-related clinics that are student-run. So I'm personally involved with one called Willow Clinic, and clinics aren't just for people who are pre-med. There's a lot of like PA students that we work with. There's a lot of like nurse practitioners also. In our clinic specifically, we also have dental, which is why I'm involved in Willow. We also do pharmacy services, so you know, if you're pre-pharm, that could be something you're like looking into. There's a clinic called Knight's Landing, and I believe they do like vet services, so there's a lot of like pre-vet students who are involved with Knight's Landing. Being involved in clinics are like a really good way to help the community because a lot of them target specific populations. Overall, like clinics are kind of hard to get into because a lot of people apply, they don't get in their first try. Like I didn't get in my first try. I applied to like 4 different clinics and I got interviews for like all of them, I think, but the only one that I got into was Willow, so you definitely have to keep trying. It's really hard.
It's tough. Would you like to elaborate on your experience in, was it Willow?
Willow?
Is that Willow Clinic? Yeah. How is your experience in Willow Clinic?
Clinics are very special because a lot of other UCs don't have this. So I think definitely if you're pre-health, like coming to Davis is the move. Like even Berkeley doesn't have that many clinics because my friend's pre-med there, and like, you know, being in a clinic is such a good opportunity because you get that like hands-on experience with patients. You're like helping the community. You're just like learning a lot of information that will help you become a better like applicant. So I know a lot of students are interested in research. I actually did research over the summer, and people think it's hard to get in and like involved with research, but it's not too bad. Like what I did was I just cold emailed a bunch of professors that had labs that I was interested in.
Where did you find those labs?
Where did I find those labs? Good question. So I did a little bit of stalking, and so I went to the UC Davis faculty page for the microbio department because I was interested in like medical microbio labs. So then I looked at the faculty, and then I like looked into their labs, and then I emailed like 20 people. You
heard it here, folks. Stalking will get you places. Yeah. If you are, for Davis, there's this thing called the College of Biological Sciences, which is like a bunch of majors are listed under it. And if you are one of those majors, there's something called the BASC, which is, what does it stand for again?
Biology Academic Success Center. I worked there.
Shoot. You do?
I do. You didn't know?
What are you? What do you work as?
Advisor.
What?
Yeah, I help students.
Hey, you can go to her and like talk to her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to her and talk to her. I'm gonna bother you at work and she'll be like, nice to meet. But the BASC is really cool. Or even if, you know, you just kind of need someone to, I guess, talk to. Yeah. You know,
we actually have like a college counselor or like a school psychologist.
Yeah.
So if you're having like a hard time with your classes, Megan's a really good person to talk to. Also, a lot of people come in and they struggle making appointments. So they do get booked out 2 weeks in advance. So the strategy is you have to wait till midnight because that's when like all the appointments refresh. So just like keep checking like as early as possible. So there's another center that we have at Davis called HPA, which stands for Health Professions Advising, which he didn't know about.
I had no idea this thing existed.
Yeah, but so like for BASC, you know how we have peer advisors for the majors? At HPA, there's peer advisors for like different health professions. So, you know, if you have questions related to like the MCAT or like the DAT, you can go in and talk to an advisor. There's also like a main advisor, I think, that handles like the big boy questions. So, you know, if you have any like problems related to pre-health, just go into HPA and they'll help you out.
I myself am gonna check them out sometime. Yeah. That's another thing, you know, Davis, there's so much stuff to be explored, you know?
Yeah. See, Davis has like a really big conference called the PreHealth Conference, and I was actually involved in that as well. But even just volunteering for the event, like I met a lot of really important people. So since I'm pre-dental, like they signed me up to help out with like a dental workshop, and a bunch of students from UCSF came to like speak about their own experience and like advice that they had, and I got to like also talk to them and like hear in on the workshop. So I think just like attending and meeting those people really like gives you an advantage.
So that about sums this video up, and we're gonna go ahead and end real quick by like, I guess, kind of just talking about our experiences here at Davis. So we're both second years. So I guess we didn't really mention that in the beginning of the video. Yeah, we're both the same major. For me, at least, the major pieces of advice I would give are really make sure you pace yourself. You know, I do know a lot of pre-med students that are like your stereotypical, you know, they don't go out or do anything. They're always just study, study, study. Which, I mean, if that lifestyle works for you, then, you know, by all means do it. But if you're like me and, you know, you really enjoy
having fun.
Yeah, having fun, not having your head in a book all the time. Yeah. You know, it's very important to find outlets to relieve stress, you know, to make new friends. That's why, you know, I talked about the 600, we talked about the 600 clubs here on Davis, and
do things that aren't pre-health also.
Yeah. You
like,
know,
he goes to the gym all the time, like exercise.
Exercise is really good, you know, make sure you're eating, sleeping. Outside of, you know, academics, I'm pretty involved in theater, in the theater program here. Theater is a good stress outlet for me, so is going to the gym. I'm also a part of Japanese American Student Society. Shameless plug here, you know, if you guys think about joining that, feel free to. Well, overall, do what works for you. Just know your limits. You know, don't, if you can't study for 14 hours in the library, then don't. Want me to hype you up? You already know how much stuff she involved in.
Oh yeah.
You know, she's super involved with pre-health, and she does have a social life outside of school. I see her around a lot, and we be hanging around.
Throughout my freshman year, I really focused on like getting involved. So I think it's good to have like a balance between like your academics and like clubs and social life and doing the things you want to.
It may take some time, but you know what the balance is.
Definitely like make sure you're recording everything that you're doing. So like, make sure you have a resume and like cover letters and stuff prepared before you like apply to things. Also update your LinkedIn. So you know how you come in as a freshman and you're like, no one's gonna accept me because I'm a freshman and like I don't have experience and stuff. Like, don't let that mindset take over you, because like I was a freshman and I knew I wasn't gonna get into a lot of things, but I still applied, and like I had some positive outcomes, and now I'm like involved with like, you know, PreHealth Conference, as I was saying, like BASC, I'm a peer advisor, I'm in a clinic. I feel like I'm pretty stacked on like my extracurriculars, but also like obviously focus on your academics and make sure you're balanced. Okay, so that's gonna be the end to this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope the stuff that we said was somewhat helpful.
Hopefully, yeah. Please tell us we didn't like make this for nothing. No, it's not okay. But, and you know, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. We will hopefully be having more content coming out in the future. Yeah, this was a fun first video that I've done with Sue being here. She's amazing, isn't she?
My first feature on a video.
Oh God, no.
But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching again, and
we'll catch y'all later.